And we're going to go to Anfield, Liverpool with all their experience, but without Kenny Dalglish, needing at the outset to score at least 3 goals to edge out Widzew Lodz of Poland. Here's goal number 1.
Lee breaks away to the far side of the field. The ball hit forward now by Neil. Kennedy gets the ball. Is it a handball? That could be a penalty. It is a penalty. For a moment I thought it was involuntary. The referee, though, Mr. Trischler from West Germany, was absolutely adamant. Strode forward, pointed to the penalty spot, and now opportunities here at a packed Anfield for Liverpool. It'll be Phil Neal who takes it. He moves forward, he hits it now, and he doesn't miss. He never does, this man. His 11th goal of the season, his 6th penalty, and Phil Neal has put Liverpool ahead. We're 17 minutes into the game. It's that early goal that Liverpool wanted. It's Liverpool 1, Widzew Lodz 0.
At that stage then, Liverpool needed 2 more goals, but with half-time coming closer, they needed 3. The reason, this.
Souness cuts it out, has a look to see who's there for him, has to hold the possession himself, run wide to the right, and then he falls over and gives the ball away, and a chance here for Smolarek up to the edge of the penalty area. Smolarek over Grobbelaar's dive, and the referee has given a penalty. Oh my goodness, what a tragedy for Liverpool, and Widzew Lodz from a penalty in front of the Kop. And up to take it comes Klokinski. Klokinski, the central defender for Widzew Lodz, to a chorus of boos and jeers and whistles. Klokinski places the ball. The referee holds his hand aloft, whistles. Klokinski against Grobbelaar. It's 1-1.
George Hamilton describing that comeback goal by the Polish side. It's Liverpool 1, Widzew Lodz 1, the half-time score at Anfield. Obviously an awful lot then still for Liverpool to do in the second half. Let's look back at the first 45 minutes with Brian Butler and Jimmy Armfield.
Yes, that half-time scoreline means Widzew lead 3-1 on aggregate, and what that in turn means is that Liverpool now need 4 goals altogether to reach the semi-finals. A mountain of a task created by a little rule which says simply, away goals count double. Both goals, as you heard, scored from the penalty spot, but don't look to that scoreline as an indication of the way this first half has gone. It's been a half dominated by Liverpool. At times, the chances have almost been queuing up waiting to be taken, and Craig Johnston in particular must be wondering why on earth he hasn't got at least a hat-trick. And Sammy Lee and Ian Rush have also gone close, but with respect to a Polish defence, it's playing with a nice mix of muscle and method. Near things, the Liverpool near things, don't count for too much in European football. And Liverpool must have a nasty suspicion, Jimmy Armfield, that this is not going to be their night.
Yes, I would think so at this stage. Bob Paisley, really must be praying down there in the dressing room as much as giving a team talk. I think everything was going right for Liverpool. The first 20 minutes particularly, they could have had more than the penalty goal. And I think, Souness went close, and as you said, Johnson as well, and everything looked to be going fine. But one error, Souness slipped on the edge of the box, gave Smolarek half a chance, and he's the kind of player who takes this sort of opportunity. And since then, I think the Poles have gained in confidence naturally, and the whole game, to me, seems to have transformed in this last 15 minutes of the half. They've looked more confident. They've got a lot of very talented players, too.
Thank you, Jimmy. A first comment there from Jimmy Armfield. So Liverpool in their 19th season in Europe, a side who've never made good a 2-goal deficit. I wonder if it's too late tonight for them to break that duck. We shall see. I think it's going to be quite a second half. Just remember, Liverpool's 123rd game in Europe, games in which in 19 years has taken them to every corner of the continent and faced them really with every conceivable kind of opponent in task. But not once have they pulled back a 2-goal deficit. But they made 2 mistakes after playing well in Poland, and now they're looking for a second goal. Tonight are Poland. But indeed, the Liverpool defence closing ranks turned away to the far side. As I say, Liverpool made 2 mistakes in Poland, and both were quickly and efficiently punished. Now in the second half, Liverpool all in red, playing from left to right, as we sit high over the halfway line, almost on top of the main stand here at Anfield. Liverpool putting things together immediately, near side of the field. Lee forward to Hodgson. Hodgson, right edge of the Widzew penalty area. Can he get a centre in? No, he can't. But Chitsky, 6 feet 4 inches of him, closes, sticks out that long leg of his, concedes a corner near side of the field. And it's going to be a corner to Liverpool in the first minute of the second half, taken by Lee. Lee inside to Neil. Neil back to Lee. Back down to Neil. Neil sends a centre in, a long one to the far post. Up goes Hodgson, the ball running loose. Rushes there. But in the end, it's Minarczyk scrambling at the base of his right post, picking it up and bowling the ball from Widzew's point of view away to safety on that far side of the field. I'll give you the teams in just a moment. In fact, the ball goes out of play, far side of the field. Good time to give you those sides. Liverpool then, all in red. In goal, Grobbelaar. The back 4, Neil, Lawrenson, Hansen and Kennedy. In midfield, Lee, Souness the captain, and Phil Thompson, in fact, now slotting into the defence as well, because he's taken the place of Ronnie Whelan, who went off 6 or 7 minutes before half-time. He was hobbling, I think it injured a right leg. At any rate, Phil Thompson came on for his 50th European Cup tie. Stay with the action, because Smolarek down beneath us, the Widzew captain, and perhaps their most dangerous forward, certainly their fastest, making inroads into the Liverpool defence along their right. But the ball turned inside quite safely in the end to Grobbelaar. And so, as I say, Whelan going off, Phil Thompson coming on. And then in front we've got David Hodgson taking the place tonight of Kenny Dalglish, who's gone down with flu. Alongside him, Ian Rush and Craig Johnston. The Widzew team in just a moment, but we'll stay with Liverpool because they're already inside the Widzew half, and it's Lee turning the ball inside to Hansen. Hansen thinking of a shot. A little check, uses his left foot, and it hits the post. Hansen moving up there, dropped his right shoulder, thought of a shot with his right foot, moved inside his man, switched it to his left foot, hit it crisply from 20 yards with his left foot, and that ball thudded against the base of the Widzew right post, with Minarczyk, the Lodz goalkeeper, nowhere near it. And the whistle goes, as indeed Rush puts that ball over the crossbar into the Spion Cop. Jimmy Anfield.
Yes, and now Liverpool needed that there. It was unlucky that. A tremendous shot by Hansen. Went past a couple of players on the edge of the D. Tremendous left foot shot. Goalkeeper never saw it hit the post and came back out. It was unfortunate for them, but Liverpool have put Lawrenson in midfield on the left side to take Whelan's place. That's going to be very important. I think we'll see 1 or 2 crosses coming from the right now, Brian, to try and use Lawrenson's height on the back post.
And now Liverpool with a throw-in taken by Phil Thompson, the substitute, as I say, playing his 50th European tie here tonight at Anfield. Back to Grobbelaar, enormous clearance there by Grobbelaar, lands about 10 yards outside the Widzew penalty area, picked up though by Shirley, plays it forward. They're fairly cool and composed when they bring the ball forward. They keep it short. They're prepared to be patient. The ball swung meantime away to the far side of the field. The Spion Cop now gets behind Liverpool. We've got the crowd. 44,949. That was the estimate. 45,000. The first full Anfield gate for a European tie here for 5 years. Bob Paisley said he wanted them here. He wanted them to make a noise that was frightening. Well, they've had that sort of noise here tonight. But the Cop away to our right can hardly believe it, because now we're just 5 minutes into the second half, and it's Liverpool 1, Widzew 1, and that means Widzew lead 3-1 on aggregate, and that in turn means Lodz now will consider they've got half a step already, half a place booked in that semi-final draw for the European Cup, which takes place in Zurich on Friday.
Yes, they'll be very comfortable at the moment, and I think the thing is, of course, too, now the onus is all on Liverpool to come forward. They look quite content at the moment, the Polish side, to hold on. They're taking the time at throw-ins and goal kicks, very professional in their attitude in that respect. But they've got players at the back who know what the European game's all about. And Wojcicki, the centre-half, very big player. He's very powerful in the air. He's got a lot of balls away for them. They've got a lot of composure at the back.
Minarczyk, the goalkeeper, takes the kick and hits it quite happily out of play on that far side of the field. The Widzew side then, Minarczyk in goal. At the back, Świątek, Wojcicki, Lokinski, the man who scored the first goal in Poland, and he also scored from the penalty spot here tonight, Kaminski, and then in midfield, Vraga, Rozborski, Romka, and the side completed by Šulić, Kalipček and Smolarek. 22 caps, this man Smolarek, and his speed caused Liverpool a lot of headaches in Poland, and a fair few problems here tonight. Meantime, Liverpool desperately looking for a goal that perhaps might give them hope, that might drag them back into this European Cup quarter-final. Beginning to build from inside the penalty area. Long ball forward to Ian Rush of Wales. He'll drift towards the left edge of the Widzew penalty area. He'll check. He'll turn it back to Kennedy. And Kennedy will use his left foot to hit it inside the Widzew penalty area first time. It floats across the Widzew defence. It's picked up by Sammy Lee. Right edge now of the penalty area. Checks, turns it inside. Neal, little ball forward. Half check there by Hodgson. Now it's the turn of Johnston. And the whistle goes, blown by the referee from West Germany, Herr Frischler. And that's going to be a free kick to Widzew, just on the edge of their own penalty area. And it'll probably be funneled back. No, Wojcicki won't be taking it. In the end, it'll be taken by Lokinski, wearing number 6, ostensibly playing in the middle of their back four, but the man who loves to move forward. A major influence on this Widzew side. And the ball spins out of play on this near side of the field. It's going to be a throw-in now to Widzew as they play from right to left in their white shirts, red shorts and white stockings. We look down almost now on the top there of Kaminski, who takes the throw-in directly beneath us, pushes it forward, touched on there by Romka. And now a little leg flick forward there by Świątek. And it's now Widzew looking dangerous again, about 10 yards outside that Liverpool penalty area. Played back now to Sirleet to the near end of the field, and away they go, near side of the field. A long run by Smolarek. He's got pace, left edge of the Liverpool penalty area. Thompson comes across desperately, moves it onto his left foot, squares it across, intercepted there by Neil. Thompson picks it up, and to an audible sigh of relief from the Kop away to our right, the ball funneled back directly into the hands there of Bruce Grobbelaar.
Yes, and that threat is always there with Smolarek. Every time the ball goes over the top of the Liverpool defence, he seems to be around. He's got a lot of pace. He knows the game as well. He's a constant threat to Liverpool. He was even in the early stages.
A cool, damp night, the Anfield pitch, soft and showing. Oh, there's Poland, break forward again. That must be a goal there. Smolarek, is he going to turn it inside? Is the referee going to allow it? Yes, he is. Liverpool don't like it. Smolarek, as I was talking, turns a little somersault away to our left. Every single Polish player moves forward. He's now surrounded by his complete team. Even Wojciechowski moves up. Smolarek, that man we were talking about just a few moments ago, a horrible error, a horrible combination of errors there by the Liverpool defence. Finally left Smolarek no more than 5 yards out, an open net in front of him. He took his breath, you could see him, squared himself up, ran it into the net, and with 8 minutes gone to the second half, the night now surely is dead for Liverpool. It's Liverpool 1, it's Widzew Lodz 2, and the Polish side lead by 4-1 on aggregate.
Yes, and they caught Liverpool absolutely stone cold there. Braga, the right full-back, chipped the ball over the top to Filipczyk out on the right. When he put the ball over, there was nobody anywhere near, and Smolarek just had to knock the ball into the empty net. It's left Liverpool now with a mountain to climb, and surely now Widzew Lodz are through to the next stage of this competition.
Well, I think perhaps, Jim, we might say that about any other side, except perhaps Liverpool here at Anfield. They've had an enormous amount of the play. I know they've now got a mountain to climb, but if there's any team in British football capable perhaps of salvaging anything from this situation, it would be Liverpool. Well, I'm being an optimist perhaps, but Liverpool, well, they'll never give in. And they're moving forward again. They trail by 2-1 on the night, 4-1 on aggregate. A night of disaster for them so far. But it's still Liverpool in possession, though Wojciechowski, as I speak, 6 feet 4 inches tall, comes through and whacks that ball into touch immediately down beneath us, right on the halfway line. Throw into Liverpool, taken by Neil, picked up by Lee. Lee 10 yards inside the Polish half, now to Sunes. Sunes, the playmaker, long ball away to the far side of the field, and Lawrenson's crept up into the action by the far post, turns it inside with his head. Wojciechowski gets ahead to it, and Liverpool putting all the pressure there. Hodgson, the man coming into the game tonight for Kenny Dalglish, turns it back to Kennedy. He tries a shot, beaten away there by Widzew. And the ball swings away out of play on that far side of the field. It's going to be a Liverpool throw-in, quickly taken by Lawrenson. Nice control there inside the penalty area by Rush. White shirts all around him, though. Turns it back to Lawrenson. Long one across. Flicked on there. Half a chance now for Johnston. Shot comes in from Sunes, no more than 8 yards out. But Wojciechowski was there. And the ball comes off that enormous barrel-like chest of his and flicks out of play on the near side of the field. For a corner, indeed. Quickly taken by Lee. Then to Johnston. Johnston scrapes it across, but again the ball comes off a Widzew defender, and again it's going to be a corner for Liverpool, near side of the field. Lee is there. Johnston comes away. It won't be a short one this time. Lee now with the corner to the near post, flicked inside there by Lee, thumped away though by Świątek, up towards the centre line itself, and Hansen is there. Hits it forward urgently. The ball again inside that Widzew penalty area. And that's going to be a goal kick to Widzew Jimmy Anfield, I suppose now. There's no point in saying to Liverpool, be patient.
Patience, no. Well, they've never been able to be patient from the beginning, really, Brian, after losing 2 goals. The situation in the European Cup game is 2 goals behind and none scored in the first leg. It leaves you a lot to do because the other team wanted to score 1, and it leaves you a tremendous problem. And this Polish side are quite good, and they're very good on the break as well. And I think this is one of the problems that Bob Paisley's team are facing. They've got this threat of Smolarek and Filipczyk on the right side. He's a very fast player as well. And while you've got that threat there, the defence has always got to be alert.
The Anfield pitch rather soft and showing a lot of wear and tear and scars towards the end of this fairly busy and certainly memorable season. But as the sound of the Kop fills the end of the ground away to our right, it's Liverpool now in all sorts of trouble, but at least they have possession. Lee forward to Hodgson. Hodgson right edge of that, beats that penalty area to Johnston. Johnston floats that centre, and Lawrenson gets ahead to it. But the header sends that ball straight into the hands there of Minacek. Minacek, one of the men who helped Poland into 3rd spot in the World Cup last summer. I heard 1 or 2 people say, well, Liverpool should really turn these this poll's over, but I don't know. Remember that these are the champion club of a side that finished third in 2 of the last 3 World Cups. Widzew proved it in Poland, and they've confirmed it again tonight. They're a side of skill and muscle and determination. A side, too, that can punish mistakes very crisply and efficiently. Liverpool have made those mistakes. They've been punished, but it's now Lee going forward, pushes a little ball forward. Wojcicki intercepts, brings Johnston into it, though, for Liverpool. 5 yards outside the Widzew penalty area, slows it down, gives it to Souness, a nice little slip, a nice little change of pace there, and then turns it away to the far side of the field. Alan Kennedy's there, looking to beat his man, wheels around through 360 degrees, still has possession, tries to beat a second man, though. That's Fontek. He comes across, sticks out a big right foot, and turns the ball out of play, far side of the field. It's going to be a throw-in. It's going to be a throw-in to Liverpool, far side of the field, taken by Kennedy. Now back to Souness, now back to Hansen. Hansen, 10 yards outside that Widzew penalty area, floats it towards the near post. Neal is there, stretches his right leg like a telescope there, can't quite make contact, raises his head in despair, as well he might, I suppose, with the score being the way it is. Liverpool 1, Widzew Lodz 2. Widzew Lodz leading on aggregate by 4-1, and Liverpool at the moment on the way out of the European Cup.
Yes, and this is the time too when they needed Dalglish. He's the one who's created all the opportunities for them round the edge of the box throughout the season and through Europe over the years. And losing him for this match really was a very vital moment for Liverpool. And I think it's been quite noticeable that Rush hasn't carried the same threat without Dalglish.
Liverpool won't give up, though. Their crowd, the Spion-Kop particularly away to our right, won't give up. They push forward again. Thompson forward to Neal, midway inside the Widzew half. Squares it to his left. The ball, the length of the pass, no more than 10 yards. But there, as Souness is robbed, and away now goes Fontek. Moves forward, a nice angled ball to Smarek. He's got the pace. He's inside the Liverpool penalty area. Grobbelaar comes off, spreads himself, and has to continue the run outside his penalty area. Can't put his hands on the ball, of course. Plays it forward with some accuracy now to Lee. Lee to Neal. Neal crosses the halfway line. Puts the ball past the referee very closely now. Picked up by Kennedy. Kennedy outside the full-back. Hodgson runs onto it. Left edge of the Widzew penalty area. Turns, puts the ball through the Polish defender's legs. But the Polish defender wheels, picks up possession, does well, comes away with it. Good play there by Lukinski. Hits the ball up towards the halfway line. Thompson is there for Liverpool. Liverpool, just for a moment, slowing it down. As well they might be advised to, perhaps. Souness back to Thompson, now to Hansen. Angled ball forward. Flicked on there, first time by Lee. And now it's Johnston's turn, midway inside the Widzew half to Hodgson. Little control there with the inside of his hand. I think perhaps Mr. Hodgson thought the referee hadn't seen it, but the linesman certainly had on the near side of the field. Up goes his flag, the referee's whistle goes, and that's going to be a free kick to Widzew, just outside their own penalty area. And in a moment, in fact, we'll bring you up to date with the rest of the scores in Europe. A good moment to do so. We're now hearing from Turin that the score there in the other European quarter-final, of course, is Juventus 2, Aston Villa 0. So that's Juventus now 4-1 up on aggregate, exactly as it is here at Anfield. In the Cup Winners' Cup, it's Aberdeen 1, Bayern Munich 1. And that means it's 1-1 on aggregate, of course, but it was a goalless draw over in Munich, so that means Bayern have got an away goal. We'll look to for goals here because Rush is breaking away on the far side of the field. Ian Rush of Wales. That marking them all the way is Kaminski, comes in hard, slides the ball into touch, throw into Liverpool. One more score to give you in just a moment, but we'll stay with the action because Liverpool take the throw in quickly. Hansen back to Kennedy. Kennedy now. Hansen moves forward, nudges the ball forward with the outside of his right foot. Thinks of another shot. He hit the post just now, not a bad one. This time from even further out, 25 yards. This time it took a deflection, but Minacek had spotted it, moved to his right, crisply again got both hands to the ball. And again, a good save by the Widzew goalkeeper. And then in the UEFA Cup, the one other score I haven't give you, it's still there. Dundee United 0, Bohemians of Prague 0. Bohemians of Prague, remember, winning the first leg in Prague by 1-0. So there we are, up to date. And in fact, it nearly wasn't up to date because we almost had a goal here. The shot coming in from Souness from about 17 or 18 yards. There appeared to be no danger. Forwards and defenders watched it, the ball rather tamely pass by them. And then in the end, there was Minacek, who seemed to be late in picking it up, spotting it, moving desperately to his left, getting a hand to the ball. Meantime, the ball put over the crossbar there. Minacek's crossbar. Liverpool still putting on the pressure. But now Jimmy Anfield, time is running away.
It is, but two tremendous saves, really, by Milnarczyk, the Polish goalkeeper. International player, of course. A lot of experience, and he's looked very competent tonight. The first save from Hansen, who hit the ball from 35, straight on, about 35 yards. It took a deflection. He did well to get hold of that one. And then he did well again there just to keep that one out from Souness.
17 minutes into the second half, and down beneath me I see the figure of David Fairclough, the old super sub, of course, warming up down beneath us. This man has done one or two magical things, of course, in his time coming on as a substitute, but I think this is beyond the realm of mere magic, and we're now fast approaching the area of miracles at the moment if Liverpool really are going to get off the hook here tonight. It's Liverpool 1, it's Widzew Lodz 2. The Polish side on aggregate lead by 4-1, but still Liverpool press forward, still the copper behind them, still that marvellous crowd, that army of people, 25,000 people away to our right, still there behind the Liverpool side. But it's now Widzew looking so dangerous on the counter-attack. A long ball there from Schwantek, but this time the ball picking up a little bit too much pace and running there into the hands of Bruce Grobbelaar.
Yes, and what a difference really goals make to a side. In the first 20 minutes, they looked very nervous, very edgy. They looked out of the game completely. And that error by Liverpool, which gave them their equaliser, has transformed them completely. They now look very competent. They're taking their time. They're passing well. They're knocking the ball around to each other, and they're looking dangerous on the threat as well. It's amazing how one goal can completely change the situation.
And Minocek takes the goal kick, gets some distance as well, flicked on from the head there of Lawrenson, back to Bruce Grobbelaar, the man whose mistake in Lodz had led directly really to Widzew's first goal over there, a crucial mistake that he was hoping to make amends for tonight, but he was involved, of course, in the penalty. The first goal scored by Widzew from the penalty spot. Neil putting Liverpool ahead. That was after 15 minutes. The moon, I should say. This is an evening game. The moon high in the night sky at that point for Liverpool. A goal ahead after 15 minutes, scored by Phil Neal from the penalty spot, his 6th penalty of the season. But then just 12 minutes before half-time, there was a mistake by Souness in midfield. Smolarek got away with that tremendous pace of his. Grobbelaar came out. Down went Smolarek, and Lukinski scored from the penalty spot. And then just 9 minutes into the second half, the half-time score 1-1. 9 minutes into the second half, Smolarek got a very simple goal after that horrendous mistake by the Liverpool defence. And they're breaking again away on the far side of the field. Filipczyk, a lot of pace, right edge of the little penalty area, gets a shot in, but this time Grobbelaar coming towards his near post, closes that gap down, picks the ball up easily, and sets Liverpool going again. It's Souness. Souness, prime candidate, I would have thought, for the Players Player of the Year award, and certainly the Footballer of the Year award. Man, so often the inspiration of this Liverpool side. The captain, of course, gives it now to Johnston. After a little delay, tries to give it to Hodgson, but that little delay gives Sirleaf the chance to read his intentions, picks it up, but again Liverpool win possession. Play becoming just a little scrappy for the moment. Down goes Johnston, the referee's whistle goes, and with 20 minutes gone into the second half, it's Widzew coming away on the break again on that far side of the field. Filipczyk going inside. This time Hansen pages him all the way, matches him pace for pace. And again, Grobbelaar comes towards his near post, again closes down the angle, doesn't hold it at the first time cleanly, but does, in the end, set Liverpool going again. A little touch back by Rush. Souness lets it go, picked up now by Johnston. Johnston tries a shot, but this time from 22 yards, the shot going about 6 or 7 yards wide at least of the Widzew right post. I said, and indeed, as I handed over to Alan there, Liverpool made a substitution. We'll stay with the action with the man who's just come on. In fact, David Fairclough, the substitute, he's come on for Alan Kennedy, the left back. So Liverpool taking off the defender and putting on the super sub, David Fairclough himself. A quick touch of the action now to Hodgson. Hodgson works, makes space for himself, gets a shot in. Chance now for Johnston. Can he get a shot in? No, he can't. But he keeps possession. Turns the ball right edge of that penalty area to Fairclough. Slices his centre across. Souness has to turn back towards the Widzew goal, turns it away to the far side of the field. Powerful header there away by Sirleaf. And again, it's Widzew looking to come away on the break. And indeed, Smolarek creeping over that halfway line, being caught offside by no more than about 18 inches there, but the referee at that time just waving play on. The flag had gone up on this near side of the field. Fairclough in the action again. Forward to Hodgson. Shoots. Good work there by Minocek. 8-9 yards off his line. The ball crossed now by Johnston. There was Rush at the far post. Got ahead to it. Couldn't control it. Touch back there by Souness to Lawrenson. He gets a shot in. Down goes Johnston. And in the end, the whistle goes with the ball nestling quite cosily there in the hands of the Widzew goalkeeper Minocek.
Yes, Minocek really saved his side then, but a great opportunity, I thought, for Liverpool to pull one there. A good ball through by Fairclough. Hodgson was completely unmarked, but 8 yards out. He turned on it perfectly, and he volleyed the ball straight at the Polish goalkeeper. It looked to me one of those that required a little more of a deft touch.
And a score coming in from the Victoria ground. It's Stoke 1, Forest 0. Mickey Thomas has put Stoke ahead there. But here at Anfield, of course, the only score that matters is the one which says Liverpool 1, Widzew Lodz 2, which means Widzew, the champions of all Poland, lead Liverpool on aggregate 4-1. Commentary now from George Hamilton.
Liverpool in possession on the edge of the centre circle inside the Widzew half, playing left to right as we look. Sammy Lee on the ball now, inside right position. Lee moving forward, trying to bring some urgency to the Liverpool attack. Neil now in possession, to the right to Fairclough once more. Fairclough looks up, plays it inside Johnson, edge of the area, bundled unceremoniously off the ball, and eventually it's hacked away there by Rozborski for the Poles, out to the far side, where Mark Lawrenson has to scurry back and help it all the way back to Bruce Grobbelaar, who's outside his area now. Grobbelaar, whose mistake it was, gave away the first goal in Poland, who tonight gave away the penalty that gave the Poles hope. Liverpool 2-1 down in possession with Neil moving forward, edge of the area up to Hodgson. Hodgson tries the shot, but didn't connect properly, and Minyarczyk in the Poles' goal. Saves it, bowls it out to the far side, and off they go again with Swiatek, the right back. But he has to slow it down because he's not the pacey front man. He's got to wait until support comes. It's arrived now in the person of Rumka. Rumka sweeps a good ball out to the left, but Sammy Lee read that well. Intercepts it, little Sammy, and does well to beat his man, to beat Surleet and come forward and play at the Fairclough. And Fairclough plays a good ball inside to Hodgson, but Hodgson just was too slow off the mark. And Wojcicki was able to come across to put the ball out of play, held up now while Liverpool have a throw, and they restart. Fairclough takes it to Johnson, back to Fairclough, 20 yards out, running across the field. Fairclough opens for the angle and shoots, but again the goalkeeper down by the base of his left-hand post. Body firmly behind the ball, saving it well, and bowling it out to the far side to Swiatek, who's in possession now, who plays the square one to Rumka in the middle of the Widzew half. Widzew Lodz in possession, prepared to keep it that way. Klokinski, the man who scored the first goal in Poland, and the first goal here from the penalty spot, helps it back to Minyarczyk, and he sends the long ball deep into the middle of the Liverpool defence. Thompson heads it out. Anfield goes momentarily quiet. Ball played forward there to Souness. Souness up to the halfway line to Johnson. Johnson square ball to Souness again. They're still in their own half, Liverpool, but now with Hansen they move forward. Hansen going forward as a sort of a left half. Plays it square to Johnson in the middle of the Widzew Lodz half. He helps it out to the far side to... The far side for him, that is, the near side for us to Fairclough. Fairclough down below us to the right, goes up to the goal line and then plays the cross, which is cut out by Klokinski, and he clears it up the left-hand touchline, where it's won back for Liverpool by Thompson. To Lee, midway inside the Widzew Lodz half. Thompson up to the edge of the area goes Hodgson. Hodgson forward for Johnson, turns it square, it's come to Rush. Rush lays it back for Hodgson. As soon as the shot, the deflection, and out it goes for a corner to Liverpool.
Yes, a lovely move by Liverpool there. 4 or 5 passes together. Johnson did extremely well. Hodgson fought for it in the box, just rolled it across. Souness got his shot. I've seen him hit so many in from the edge of the D there, but that one wasn't going in, even though it took a deflection. It was going past the post. It hit Braga and went off for a corner kick. Fairclough has given Liverpool, though, a little bit of width, and I think this is one thing they've lacked a little bit tonight. Since he's been out wide, he's pulled the Polish defence out on the left side.
Well, play held up for the moment. Liverpool can't take their corner because Rozborski is being withdrawn by the Poles. Midfield player being replaced by Pavel Wozniak, who's another midfield player. So straight swap there. And with 19 minutes to go, the Poles have made their first substitution. Rozborski off, Wozniak on. Liverpool have a corner, far side of the field, which is their left. Now 2-1 down they are. They need 4 goals to salvage this. Back it comes to Souness, left angle of the box. Flat shot, hits the post again, and out it goes. It hit the post off Minyarczyk. It's another corner for the second time in this match. Liverpool hit the post, this time Souness doing it. And they have another corner on the far side of the field. It's taken now by Sammy Lee. It's not a good one. And Wozniak clears it towards the far side of the field, where Smolarek is able to win it from Souness's challenge. But the referee deemed that Souness fouled Smolarek, and that is a free kick to Widzew Lodz. Well, it's bad news here for Liverpool, who are trailing 2-1, 4-1 in aggregate. Equally bad news, I understand, Eddie Hemmings in Turin for Aston Villa against Juventus.
I think the European Cup holders have got 22 minutes just left to hang on to their crown, because it's now Juventus 3, Aston Villa 0, and the goal scorer, Michel Platini.
Fairclough square ball into the box, and the big figure there of Wojcicki just forcing the ball over the top and away for a corner. But that was dangerous there. Fairclough's low cross being put over the top, and Liverpool have a corner. It could have been so different if they'd had someone just in there to get on the end of David Fairclough's cross. So Liverpool with a corner on the near side of the field. 2-1 down they are, 4-1 on aggregate. Overall, Liverpool with the corner on the near side. They're right. Fairclough curls it in. Back header from Thompson towards the back post. Lawrenson has to scramble to try and win it back, and he's forced away to the far corner flag. Lawrenson under severe pressure out there. A loose pass, but fortunately for Liverpool, it finds Graham Souness. Souness switching the point of the attack, trying to find Lee, but the ball cut out there by Kaminski, and then worked its way to Sulit and back to Miljarczyk in the Widzew goal.
Yes, and a hint of frustration now creeping into Liverpool's play. They're tending to knock the ball forward as quickly as they can, and obviously it lacks a lot of the accuracy in this situation that's required. And of course this is where we've missed Dalglish, and Bob Paisley must be really ruining that moment that Dalglish cried off today.
Liverpool move forward once more with Craig Johnson. Wide on the right, tries to get the cross in, blocked by Kaminski. Out another corner to Liverpool. Just to keep you up to date, that Cup Winners' Cup tie at Pittodrie, Aberdeen still 2-1 down on the night and on aggregate to Bayern Munich. Liverpool take the corner quickly. Neil sends the cross to Souness. The shot, and again the goalkeeper saves. And rather like a certain Polish gentleman by the name of Tomaszewski, who proved virtually unbeatable at Wembley a night 10 years ago when playing against England. So this man, the current Polish international goalkeeper, Józef Miljarczyk, looks very unlikely to be beaten by Liverpool. Yet again, a very good save. The ball cleared, Liverpool with a throw, and they move forward once more with Hansen. Hansen to the right to Phil Neal. Neal has a little look, then plays it on out to the right to Fairclough, who's playing very much as an orthodox outside right, David Fairclough. That red-headed figure, familiar super sub he is for Liverpool. Curling one in there towards Rush on the back post, and again the goalkeeper is up to deny him. It was a high bubbling ball. Ian Rush got a high foot to it, but the goalkeeper pounced like a cat, clawed it away. Liverpool have only a throw to show for it. Far side of the field. Lee plays it into Rush. Rush trying to turn. Play it back to Souness. Souness square to Johnson. 20 yards out. Little chip ball. Johnson to Hodgson. Hodgson offside. Offside. And in any case, the goalkeeper saved it again.
Yes, and if there's anything that breaks a team's heart more than a goalkeeper playing as this fellow's played tonight, I don't know what it is, because it's amazing when you get a lot of possession, you keep going forward, and when you do make an effort at goal, Miljarczyk, there he is every time. He's held on to them. It was a marvellous save from Souness, the one he held at the post, and the last one there was a reaction save from Rush from no more than about 6 yards out. He's had a tremendous night.
But Liverpool come forward once more from the free kick for offside. Johnson to the right to Fairclough, down below us, near side, going to the angle of the penalty area, trying to cut inside, but lost control of the ball, poked it out of play, and that will be a goal kick to Widzew Lodz. And the clock says 14 minutes to go. Liverpool 1, Widzew Lodz 2 on the night. The aggregate 4-1 to the Poles, and that just about says it all.
Yes, it does. In fact, Liverpool now are fighting to try and get into this match altogether as a match in itself, as opposed to the competition. They're looking to get a draw. They'll be pleased probably the way it is at the moment, to try and hold on to the record they haven't lost here in a European game for 10 years.
Well, they're moving forward with force and venom once more. Hodgson 20 yards out from goal, trying to make an angle for himself to shoot. He does so. It deflects off Rumka. Out of play it goes, and it's another corner to Liverpool. They've had a succession of corners in the second half, but they've all led to nothing except a succession of saves by Miljarczyk in the Widzew Lodz goal. So another corner on the far side, and Mark Lawrenson, who's moved up to the left side of midfield to replace the injured Ronnie Whelan, takes this corner with the right foot. It's hanging there. Miljarczyk comes out, says thank you very much, in Polish no doubt, clasps it to his grey chest and bowls it out to the far side where Smolarek is in possession. And again the Poles with a chance of getting him behind Liverpool. Phil Neal gone across to cover him. The Poles have white shirts arriving in strength. Smolarek holds and holds and holds and just waits until someone comes to give assistance. Klokinski is there, 25 yards out he shoots, and Grobbelaar collects it on his goal line. Bowls it out to Phil Thompson, who taps it back to Grobbelaar, who sends it long, high into the Anfield sky and forward for Hodgson to play it to Rush, but Rush it straight offside, and that's another free kick to Widzew Lodz. And I just wonder, Jimmy, are we seeing here a very different Ian Rush to the one we normally see when Kenny Dalglish is in the side?
Yes, well, of course. I think when you have a player like Dalglish, he's a little diamond in this side. He's the one around which so much of the attack is built. It's bound to affect the other players. He's probably the one player that they can't replace. They just can't replace him because he's so talented. It's like taking Pelé out of the Brazilian side. Even when they were a great side, even Pelé then, he could still be outstanding, and that's what Dalglish is to Liverpool. He's everything to them, really.
Well, Mark Lawrenson has possession for Liverpool again. He gets the ball towards Hodgson, who has a header, but he was falling as he headed it, having reached the apex of his climb, and it was no trouble at all from Miljacek. And the Polish goalkeeper throws it to the far side of the field, where Swiatek, the right back, has it and plays it all the way back, but rushes in to try and dispossess the goalkeeper, but he just wasn't quick enough off the mark. And Miljacek has it yet again. And from the edge of his area, he sends the high ball towards the near side of the field with good control there by Sullit. But hard in was Phil Neal to win it back for Liverpool, and then Hodgson. But Hodgson, who was fouled, fortunately enough for Liverpool, because the ball had gone out of play off Hodgson for a throw to the poles, but Liverpool have a free kick instead. Phil Neal can't wait to get on with it. Plays it square to Sammy Lee. Lee out to the near side to the touchline of Fairclough. Fairclough curls the cross. Nobody rows it, breaks to Rush, and Rush makes it 2. So, something for the Cup to cheer about with just 11 minutes to go. The cross from Fairclough went over everybody's head. Nobody seemed to want to claim it. It bounced off a Polish chest, and there was the sniffer in chief. Ian Rush, 2-2.
Yes, well, I'm very pleased they've got that goal. They've put a lot of pressure on the Poles here in the last few minutes, and I think that certainly they deserve to at least be on level terms. But it was a bad error, really, by the Poles. The cross came over from Fairclough. There were 2 Polish players there. And I think that it was Swiatek who the ball hit on the chest, and it rolled past Wojcicki, and there was Rush just about 6 yards out, left foot. The goalkeeper had no chance.
Now that, of course, makes the aggregate score Liverpool 2, Widzew 4. They still need 3 to win the tie, and they have precisely 10 minutes in which to hit that net in front of the Kop 3 times. Souness on the ball to Thompson. Thompson forward to Lee. Lee, middle of the Widzew half, tries the shot. It's coming to Rush on the far side, but he can't just force it in. It goes behind, and that's a goal kick to Widzew Lodz.
One thing you can say about Liverpool, George, they've shown a lot of character. It's always been known in Liverpool that any player that wears the famous Liverpool shirt has to have the right attitude and character to the game. They've shown it tonight. Even with the errors they've made, which have cost them very dearly so far, they've kept going forward persistently. They've put them under pressure all the time as well. And I think really it speaks a lot for them. And at this moment now, we're going to have a goalkeeper being booked, which is something we don't see very often.
Yes, that's for time wasting. The goalkeeper in no hurry to take the goal kick, and so it's a goal kick to Widzew Lodz, all right, but Miljacek's name has gone in the Herd Fischler's book. Well, talking of Germans, as Herd Fischler is, let's find out what's happening at Pittodrie. I understand from Alan Green that Aberdeen have pulled one back.
We'll have to wait, Dave. There's chaos here.
Back. Liverpool are moving forward. We'll confirm that for you in a moment. Fairclough on the ball, right edge of the penalty area. His shot cannons off a Widzew defender. Out of play it goes, and that's a throw to Liverpool. Lee takes it quickly to Fairclough. Fairclough curls another cross. It's up straight into the air off Wojcicki. Hodgson underneath it to try and head it. Hodgson falls over. The ball eventually cleared by Sullit. It comes to Thompson, 15 yards inside the Widzew half. Plays it towards us near side to Lee. Lee curls the ball to the far post. Lawrenson there. Lawrenson heads it. Rush goes in. Miljacek falls, and he falls on his 6-yard line, and that'll be a free kick to Widzew Lodz. Well, no wonder Alan Green couldn't hear us up at Aberdeen, because not only did they score once, I understand, they scored twice. And for all we know, they may have scored.
Aberdeen are now in the lead by 3 goals to 2.
Here at Anfield, and it's 2-2 on the night, 4-2 in aggregate to Widzew Lodz, and they're about to make their second substitution. Milins will need 3 more. And the ball with them right back. Phil Neal just inside his own half. Moving into the Widzew half now. Plays the ball forward to Souness. Middle of the Widzew half. But the ball overruns his stride, and they win the possession back. Not for long, though. Goes up to Hansen. Hansen works it out to Lee. Lee plays it back inside to Thompson. Just 6 minutes to go. I wonder, 6 minutes to end a 6-year reign. This European Cup, which has been in England for 6 years, looks as if it's on its way back to the continent. But Liverpool are refusing to die. Even though Widzew have the possession, Neal wins it back. Widzew now breaking from their own half, and it's a dangerous situation here for Liverpool. Klakinski on the ball, 20 yards out, plays it to the right, and it took a telling interception from Hansen, because there were 2 Poles behind him, and that could have spelled trouble. Lawrenson now for Liverpool, 15 yards inside the Widzew half. Square ball to Neal. Neal moving forward with purpose, 20 yards out. Plays it to Hodgson, but there's too much pace in that ball. Hodgson can't keep it in. The pass of a tired man, that, I think. And the ball out of play for a goal kick to Widzew Lodz.
Yes, you're right, George. I think Phil Neal is tiring a little bit. I think he's been one of Liverpool's best players on the night. In the first half, he played particularly well coming forward, creating a lot of attacking roles down that side. And he and Sammy Lee in front of him never stopped running.
Goal kick to Widzew Lodz, and it reaches Sammy Lee for Liverpool. To the right to David Fairclough. Fairclough back inside to Sammy Lee, and Lee back to David Fairclough once more, and Fairclough inside looking for a Liverpool player. The one he looked for was Hodgson. He was fouled by Wojcicki, and so that's a free kick to Liverpool just on the edge of the Widzew Lodz penalty area. So that's a free kick to Liverpool, and with that we get the news from Turin that Peter Withers pulled one back for Aston Villa out there, so it's 3-1 on the night to Juventus, and that of course makes it 5-2 on aggregate to the Italians. Liverpool's free kick, 25 yards out. Lee runs over the ball, Souness curls it towards Hansen, who's arriving on the far side, but his header back into the box only goes as far as Myślinski, and he sends it onto the roof of the stand on the far side of the field, and that takes up another few valuable seconds. Throw it'll be to Liverpool, all right, but there are just over 4 minutes to go, and they still need 3 goals if they're to go any further in this competition. You'll never walk alone, a somewhat forlorn cry from the Kop down to our right as we look. The ball with Johnson, curls it into the box. It beats David Hodgson, it goes out of play, and that's another goal kick to Widzew Lodz.
Yes, I think we can say that Liverpool are out now. I think they look a little bit tired, very frustrated, of course, as well, and there'll be a lot of disappointed people here on Merseyside tonight.
The goal kick taken by Miljarczyk. It's headed back towards Swiatek, and the Poles in possession once more. Now with Wozniak. Wozniak just inside the Liverpool half. Ball out on the far side there to Myślinski, and eventually out of play. And that'll be a throw to Liverpool. The only bit of good news on the night to remind you, Aberdeen in the Cup Winners' Cup leading Bayern Munich. 3-2 on the night, 3-2 on aggregate. They could well be the last representatives from the United Kingdom in European competition after all this ends tonight. Fairclough on the ball now for Liverpool, trying to take his man on. He gets a cross in. It's not a good one, but equally uncertain was the centre half. Wojcicki, who puts it out of play for a corner to Liverpool. Corner near side.
Yes, and the Poles are looking a little bit tired as well, George. That was a very half-hearted attempt by Wojcicki.
3 minutes to go. Fairclough takes the corner from the right. Out comes the goalkeeper, and with hands that appear to have something or other that has remarkable adhesive qualities on them, he takes that one to his chest and sets up an attack, and the Poles are off again. Grobbelaar comes out of his goal. Sliding challenge, but the ball is broken free. Grobbelaar playing left back. Hansen is in front of the goal. Grobbelaar way out by the corner flag, trying to force Smolarek to put the ball out of play, and it does so, and it's a throw to Liverpool, and Grobbelaar himself wants to take it. But eventually, he sees the light of night, as it were, and leaves it to Phil Thompson. But the ball out of play yet again. Liverpool have another throw on the far side of the field, and it's in fact a free kick. The flag of the linesman, which was flagging, has indicated a free kick as opposed to a throw, but that matters not. Liverpool must move forward once more. Fairclough is doing so himself. Just over 2 minutes to go. 2-2 then on the night, then 4-2 on aggregate to Widzew Lodz. Liverpool have another free kick. Lawrenson fouled, and the free kick to Liverpool will be just 15 yards inside the Widzew half and towards the far side of the field, which is the Liverpool left.
I think the referee's been a little bit lenient at times, George, on one or two of these situations.
Well, Hansen took the free kick, Souness footed it in. Hodgson headed it down for Johnson, and now on the edge of the box, Johnson tries the shot, but it's blocked, and the chance there for a quick break by Widzew once more, but although that came to nothing for them, it mattered not, because Liverpool are back in their own half, and they've got to move forward again. Lee crossing halfway, down below us, near side, Liverpool right. Lee has a little look, plays it to Fairclough. Fairclough back inside to Thompson. The red shirts of Liverpool come forward once more. Thompson up to Johnson. Johnson to Fairclough on the near side, the Liverpool right. Fairclough into the box to Hodgson. Hodgson turns well, holds possession well, trips the ball in towards Rush, and Souness shoots. Rush tried the bicycle kick, Souness tried the volley, but Miljarczyk saved.
And that was a great chance for Liverpool to win the game there. As the ball came over, Souness and Rush were together, and really I thought Souness should have done better. He tried to hit it on the volley, but he hit it down into the ground, and in the end it was an easy save for the goalkeeper. But it was a great chance for Liverpool to win the match.
Forward comes Sully for the Poles from 25 yards. He shoots, Grobbelaar dives to his left and saves it, holds it out to Lawrenson, and there can be no doubt now that Liverpool are on their way out of the European Cup, that the European Cup is on its way out of England. Hudson goes forward to try and retrieve a bit of something for them, but the goalkeeper again was there to clutch the ball to his chest. It all began a long time ago for Liverpool. 19 consecutive seasons they've been in Europe, but this one looks like it's going no further. It's going no further for Dundee United, who've made their exit from the UEFA Cup. Far side to Lawrenson, who's playing as an outside left. Leaves it for Johnson. Johnson trying to work an angle to send the cross in. Back to Lawrenson once more, but the Poles very effective at crowding out their opposition. The ball forced back to Hansen and then up to Rush, but once more Widzew win the possession back and play it out to the far side to Smolarek. On halfway, but going up the far touchline, but then out of play it goes, and that will be a throw to Liverpool. Well, it was 6 years ago in the Olympic Stadium in Rome that Liverpool beat Borussia Mönchengladbach to win the European Cup for England, and it's been in England for the last 6 years, but tonight is the night it's going to make its departure from these shores. David Fairclough trying to do something to win the match on the night for Liverpool. Up he goes, sends in the cross. It's almost put into his own goal by Wojcicki. Rush just wasn't tall enough, and all Liverpool have for that is a corner.
Amazing, really. The cross came over. As I said a minute ago, Wojcicki looked absolutely worn out. He's on his knees. He just stuck his foot out. He went over his own goalkeeper and just past the post.
Well, Johnson sends in the cross from the short corner. Down it comes. Hudson scores! In the 92nd minute of this game, the corner came in from the left. Johnson it was who worked it across, and as it was knotted down, Hudson volleyed it home. It's 3-2 Liverpool.
Well done, yes. Well, that showed a lot of character by Liverpool. In spite of the situation, they kept going forward. And the good goal by Hudson. He struck it well on the volley, but it's all too late. The match is over.
Well, final whistle goes. Phil Neal making gestures at his opposite number. And so Liverpool go out of the European Cup. They win on the night 3-2. Phil Neal starting it off with a penalty in the first half. Klokinski equalising it with another penalty. Smolarek making it 2-1. And then a goal by Rush and a goal by Hudson, making Liverpool 3-2 winners on the night. But the aggregate score is 6-3 to the Poles. And the Cup rises to acclaim Widzew Lodz, the team that has killed a 10-year record of unbeaten European success at Anfield for Liverpool. Liverpool 3-2 winners on the night, but Widzew Lodz qualify by winning the tie by 4-3.